Are you ready for your headliner? Yes! I'm so excited she's here. She's been on Portlandia. She was recently the runner-up at Portland's Funniest Person at Helium. She's done so many great things. I adore her. Give it up right now for Virginia Jones!
I'm just glad I got to get up here during the golden hour because I need it. I would like to always perform sun facing me 6-ish. It's a very funny comics. I do want to share with Geneva a saying that's been in my family for many years. Bite my labia once. Shame on you. Bite my labia twice. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta go right away. Do not give them the opportunity to do it a third time. I would like to welcome everyone to Springtime in Portland. So it's so magical. It's so everyone just walks out into the sun and we get the sun on our face and we go, I did it. I made it. I'm not gonna have to open my wrist to see color, you know? And it's so nice, like it's so warm. We can all put on like our springtime hoodie. None of that heavy winter hoodie. My name is Virginia Jones. I've got long hair. I wear flip-flops most days. And a lot of the times I'm just hanging out with guys from work. And those are only the 3 of the ways that I'm like Jesus. And I also love a dinner party. And I'm friends with sex workers. And I also like public speaking. I don't date comics. That's free advice for everyone. Don't. And here I mean the men because the women are great. But being like charming and like good in the sack has never been what has drawn young men towards stand-up comedy. Like women sometimes wind up here because we got something to say. You know, and daddy didn't listen. Men almost exclusively wind up in stand-up comedy because they've run out of ways to get women to pay attention to them. It's after DJ. It's lower than DJ. It's above podcaster. So it goes DJ, comedian, podcaster, incel. Don't do it. When I survived the dark times, the Zoom times during COVID for comedy, and when we started performing out in the world again, a lot of comics, they were like, so glad we're back to doing in-person stand-up comedy, you know. Because stand-up comedy is my therapy. And it isn't. It's not. Stand-up comedy is the drug that makes you forget you need therapy. You should go to therapy. And then sometimes, like I was talking to someone and they were like, well, what if I go to therapy and then like it drains the funny out? Like, what if I go to therapy and I'm no longer funny? And I'm like, listen. I've done comedy and I've done therapy. And I can tell you, you'll be just as funny after therapy as you were before. But the danger is you will stop needing to make roomfuls of strangers like you for your self-esteem. And then you'll just like hang out at home. You'll just do whatever the fuck you want to do. Joe John was mentioning hecklers. Last night I did a show, it was slightly bigger than this one, and I mean, it's not good or bad. It just is. But there was like friendly heckling, which I also dislike. You know, it's like positive heckling. You know, I would say something and someone would go, "Go, girl!" And like, and it was a short set, so I really couldn't explore it. But I'll tell you guys, one of the greatest. I left Portland, started comedy here. I left here. I went to LA for 12, 13 years. I came back, so it's very exciting for you guys to be in the same room as a failure. I failed, but it's one of the most beautiful Portland moments I've had. Is I was at a concert and the artist hadn't been here like in a long time, and so he was like, "Oh, they're telling me it has been 17 years since we were." He was English, but I know that doesn't sound like it. But listen to this. Listen to this. Bottle of water. It's like you were there. So he was saying, "I guess it's been 17 years since we've been in Portland," and a voice in this crowd goes, "Welcome to Portland!" And immediately after, someone said, "Shut the fuck up!" And I never met that person, but they are my hero all the time. It's my favorite thing. So they say there's a male loneliness epidemic, and I really don't want to hear about the male loneliness epidemic from people who ain't wearing hot pants. Short shorts. Like, 'cause are you trying? Like, are you... Like, when my aunt wanted to get married, she started dressing slutty at the Fred Meyer. You ever think about dressing a little sluttier? But of course, you know, the male loneliness epidemic, it's women's fault. And I feel like intellectually, we all know, we feel that that's true. We know it's true. It's women's fault because women are too choosy. Why being so choosy? But we kind of have to. Like, I'm not personally a kid-having person. But if you are one, you kind of have to choose. You have to be choosy because you are curating the next generation of humanity, right? Like, you can't just fuck every asshole who wants to because your kids will be stupid and ugly. And, you know, if you feel that you yourself are stupid and ugly, your mom was not choosy enough. If your mom was stupid and ugly, grandma fucked up. You see how it goes? I was thinking about this, though, like, men love, you know, men and women, we're different. People have said it. And men love things like smoking and drinking and, like, getting in bar fights and motorcycles and, like, parkour. Like, is everything masculine? Is everything, like, prototypically, like, typically masculine? It's just suicidal ideation. Like, do men like anything that is good for them? Like, women will sometimes just like a matcha latte and, you know, a parkour, not a parkour class, a Peloton class. Like, we sometimes like things that are good for us, but like men all want to die, and that's good because I want them to. And I really think the main error, the first mistake that men made was allowing us to learn how to read. Because I would very easily just be like at home, you know, doing my chores and having kids and occasionally being beaten if I couldn't read the signs to the main road. Speaking of, sounds like we're going to change Cesar Chavez Avenue back to 39th Avenue because a number has never graped anyone. And if you do, you know, and it's happening all over the nation, and lots of people need to rename preschools and library facilities and stuff. If you are searching for names to replace Cesar Chavez's name, may I recommend Anyone But a Man. Anyone but a man will never embarrass you by being a terrible person in their personal life. Speaking of, this is just for the ladies. This is just for the ladies. Can I tell a joke just for the ladies? The FDA has recently cleared a home pap smear, and it's just a long Q-tip. It's just a long Q-tip, and you mail it in. And they've been doing it in Europe for years. And that means that whole business with like the cold aluminum duck mouth and the pointy stick, they just did that because they fucking wanted to. Medically no reason. I do think the funnest thing about the Epstein files is that we're learning about this whole other class of pedophile. Like, I always thought, you're a pedophile, you've made a certain commitment. You know, you have a white van, you buy your candy in bulk, you can't get hard unless someone's crying. But now it's like opened up to these like casual, these dabbler, these like weekend warrior pedophiles. You know, they won't buy pot, but if it's at a party, you know, they're just like, oh, what is that, canapes? Is Elon Musk having the canapes? This goes to show you, you can't trust men who are, end of sentence. I am very elderly. I am so old. I'm an elder. I am so old, I got my first dick pic on a flip phone. And I didn't know what to do because I'd never heard of anyone I might have maybe gotten the first dick pic. Do you think that's possible? Like Helen of Troy, the face that sailed 1,000 dick pics. But I didn't know what to do. I'd never gotten one, and I'd never heard of anybody getting one. And I didn't know the number was a thing. I didn't know who it was. And so I just texted him like, is this you? But I had to do that thing where I clicked on each button like 3 times. And they said no. They said, no, it's my friend. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Are we trying to get together some sort of a fan club? I'm fat. Sorry, society. Sorry, Hollywood, you know. Sorry, strange men on the internet. For some reason, super mad at me for me being fat. I guess because they're just like, you know, they see me on the internet. And they're like, why am I looking at something I don't want to have sex on? Brother, I don't know. If it helps, I don't want to have sex with you either. You know, we could shake on it. But again, for the ladies, everybody knows the person who is most bummed out by my fatness is my mother. Very bummed out, which is weird because she is also a fat. And then my father was also a fat, and I guess they thought that maybe they would cancel each other out. Two fats would get together and have like one of those leggy like tennis ball chasing children, like the upper middle class children. They always have a tan. They're always wearing OP shorts. That's for Gen X. I admit that. But yeah, it was not to pass. That was not to pass. My father proposed to my mother in a Dairy Queen. And so I am 1/3 Blizzard. And what does that mean? Every once in a while, a teenager will turn me upside down to prove that I'm thick. And that's unnecessary. Everybody knows I'm thick. It's fine. When I was living in LA, I was in Silver Lake. And you have to say it that way or people don't know what you mean. Silver Lake. And because they told me it was the most like Portland, which is kind of not true. Like now it's Eagle Rock. But when I was living in Silver Lake, it was during the COVID times, I would walk around Silver Lake Reservoir every day, and it was great. There's all kinds of dogs. Sometimes you see minor celebrities. I think the biggest celebrity I saw was John Mulaney, who kind of remembered me. That was cool. Yay. Most importantly, you see the guys who did not write you back on Hinge. You're like, oh, he likes Rick and Morty and likes a girl who doesn't take herself too seriously. Anyway. But I did this every day. I did it for years. And one day a man pulls up in his car and yells out the window at me, which is never good. It's never good. No. And he goes, "Hey, good job." And I said, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, I live in this neighborhood. I see you walking around. You've lost weight. Good job." And I said, please don't talk to me about my body." And he was like, no, it's a compliment. It's like a good thing. You've lost weight. It's a positive thumbs up. And I said, please don't talk to me, a stranger, about my. He's like, you think you want to. Like, I would love to have said something clever, like to have something right on the, what is comedy for, if not that? But that's all I could think of, like, please don't talk to strangers about their body. And then he told me two things that I already knew. One, I'm fat. Two, I'm a bitch. Like, do you think I just started being me, sir? Like, I've been a fat bitch for as long as I can remember. But it's weird. I was just having this conversation. There's a lady at work, and she's thinking about her body all the time. And it's small. She's doing a good job. Like, she's thought about it, and but she's constantly having conversations with me about the things she wants to eat, the things she shouldn't eat. Oh, I shouldn't. Oh, I don't dare. Oh, it's a guilty pleasure. Like, nothing is a guilty pleasure. Like, there's no such thing as a guilt-free snacks, unless you killed someone to eat those snacks. Like, and she's just like pouring it out, and I'm like, ma'am, why are you talking to me, a fat person, about this? Like, I'm like, I have determined that I am not on this planet to be a decorative object, right? Like, I'm not a knick-knack. I'm not good at it. I am here to be a pain in your ass. That's my main thing. Like, the main reason I was born was my mother was hoping that sometimes my father would look up from the goddamn computer and pay attention to her. And it did not work. So now I have to, earn money so I don't die. Thank you. I didn't want to be here. Yeah, I wrote down, this is a new bit, so I wrote, I don't want to forget, the part that I think is funny. So I've written down... I've written down, make money so I don't die. It's amazing, the brain, how it works, or doesn't. I am really interested in bonobo monkeys. You guys know these monkeys? Yeah, they're nature's fun, swinging sex monkeys. And they are bisexual as shit. They will fuck anything. Consensual. Fine. But when a bonobo monkey, wants to have sex with another monkey, they'll just, show it. They'll just, they'll just show it. And, sometimes it works. Sometimes another monkey's like, yeah, okay, yeah, fucking let's do it. But the weird thing is that, humans have evolved and evolved and evolved and evolved. We've got all these complicated opinions about, furniture and stereo systems and Star Wars movies. But, that's still the core, that's what men want to do. Show it. And so you get the dick pic, right? And And it used to be if you wanted to send someone a dick pic, like it was a fucking commitment. Like you had to get a camera. You had to develop film. You had to go to like a Walgreens that you were maybe never going to go in again because they developed your film. You had to post it in the mail. But now it's just very, you know. And I'm not worried about dick pics. Like they are what they are. What I'm worried about is 3D printing. Because not everybody has a 3D printer now, but like in another generation, like everybody's gonna have it, and like I just worry about, you know, Gen Alpha like wandering around their houses, being the sweet little they-thems that they are, and like just walking past their 3D printer, and then there's a dick on it, like oh, whose cock is this? This used filament. Anyway, put it on the pile. You guys have been lovely, and the sun's about to go down, so I have to get the fuck off stage. I have to do one more thing, Joe John, my darling. Because technically, I can do as much time as I want. Technically. So I got in a fight on the internet the other day, and I did it for all day. I did it all day long. All day fucking long. Because it's so exciting. It feels so good. Like, I know it's a fucking waste of time. Like, that person's having whatever experience they're having. I'm not going to change their mind. They're not going to change my mind. But I found someone who was wrong on the internet, and I had to... And it just feels so good when you're doing it. It feels so righteous, you know. Just like you're flooded with, you know, energy and. But in real life, like you just feel, you're connecting to your primeval self. You're just chucking a spear at a deer in a forest. But in real life, you're just swiping up on your phone and going, "What do you say now, fucker? What do you say now? You're so fucking smart now." So I should tell you what it was about. It was about a person said to me on the internet, "Sorry, feminist." I don't know if that's what they sounded like. "Sorry, feminists. The world needs men." Fucking for what, you know? Like, for what? Like, we are covered on serial killers and heavy metal guitarists. Like, and especially, forgive, cis white men. We should be able to hunt you for sport. There's just so fucking many of you. Everywhere, like, and it's for your own good. It's for the good of the species, because one of these days they're gonna run out of IPAs, and then what the fuck are you gonna do, you know? True. March Madness will be over, and then what are you gonna do? So I responded to this person, and then they give me this whole like, "Who built your house? Who built your phone?" Chinese slave kids built my phone. You know, "Who's gonna take your groceries to the store in a truck?" "Not women." And then they play their like last Uno card. They're like, they go, "Women need men to continue the human race." I don't think I'm telling tales out of school. Covert Café. When I tell you, the thing that we need from men to make more people, literally the easiest thing to get. Like, they're all looking to get rid of it all the time. Like, this is a nice place. It's probably on every flat surface in here. I'm not showing off. I could get some tonight from someone I don't even know now. So I'm about to lay this on this person, and then I have a moment of clarity, which is unusual. Unusual for me, so I pay attention. And then the voice of clarity says, "You should look at their homepage. You should see what this person is about." And I looked at their homepage, and it was all Roblox content, because I had been fighting with a 12-year-old. I had been arguing feminism with a 12-year-old all goddamn day. And I don't want your pity, but I want you to learn from me. Because life is finite. And you don't want to spend a day of your limited life on this earth arguing with someone who has no pubes at all. Thank you, Covert Café. Thank you, Joe John. I appreciate you.
44 song, nigga, give me what you got. I'm in the driving cars.